Recently, I had a major discovery about my own body, and that was realizing that my hip flexors, my psoas and iliacus, those are two main hip flexor muscles, are extremely tight, and they hold so much tension that I actually stopped even breathing down into this area, which created some digestive issues and some other issues in my body with other systems. And I realized I gotta take charge and do a little bit more therapy work. Actually, I've been doing a lot. I've been doing it every day in the morning and in the evening. So I suggest you do this at least in the morning, first thing, to kind of reset your pelvis, because most people have tight hip flexors due to our busy lifestyles and sitting or doing a lot of running, walking, everything that moves you forward. We're going forward so fast that we're messing up our bodies. So here's what I came up with, and that has been working really well for me. First thing you're going to do is lie down on your back. Just get comfortable. If you know you like having a pillow or two under your head, please get it. Just make yourself feel good so you can relax. Now you're going to bend one knee, and that will allow you to kind of access the pelvis. So what you're going to do is use your own fingers, thumbs, or this, 4 fingers, 3 fingers, whatever works for you. Create your own routine. Take a few deep breaths, and then gently start massaging inside your pelvis, inside the bone of your pelvis. There's 2 bones right here, ASIS right here. So you're going inside. You can go a little bit up, a little bit down. Again, I'm just kind of like first test the waters. Yeah, palpate. Go to the top of the hip, maybe squeeze from the other side too. Yeah, try the other side. So highly sensitive areas for most people. Don't put too much pressure right away. The muscles might overreact and tense up. Take deep belly breaths. Sometimes I take a deep breath all the way down into my pelvis and my pelvic floor. And then when I exhale, I go a little bit deeper with those hands. Yeah, just fingertips just searching for tight areas. There are a lot of trigger points here. There's a lot of fear stored in the hip flexors. So just explore. Sometimes, if this is comfortable, if your lower back doesn't arch too much, you can extend both legs, kind of tuck that hip under, the hips under, and then use both hands. So this is mainly iliacus. It's the muscle on the inside of your pelvis. And most likely one side is tighter than the other. That means that your pelvis is more tilted forward, and it might even create rotation in your pelvis. So it's extremely important to bring awareness and relaxation into those areas that are oftentimes overlooked. Now, the psoas muscle is a little bit deeper and is a little bit longer, and the merging point of psoas and iliacus is kind of like down at the groin. And so, yeah, this hurts. So what hurts is tight. The happy muscles, the relaxed muscles are not gonna hurt under pressure. Now, besides palpating and kind of locating the areas of tension, once you've done that, next step is my favorite technique, a little bit of drumming, really, really light. You could even go fingertips. So I play piano. So for me, keeping my wrist loose and keeping my fingertips strong is not a big deal. For some people, it's another new skill to learn. So think wrists loose, fingertips tight. And that's gonna allow you, or you can even do the palm of the hand. You can softly do the knuckles maybe. Please create your own routine here. And honestly, this is very tender, and this is the area that we don't pay attention to. And I forget to breathe there sometimes. So yeah, you can even go to the side of the hip. That's more a different muscle, TFL. We can address that at some point too in a different video. But okay, once you've done that, again, I would say at least 3 to 5 minutes just kind of discovering, locating. I have knots in here. I have a lot of gunk. So this is gonna take months for me to let go of. But again, it takes consistency every day, maybe morning and evening if you have time. Now, for those who are a little bit more advanced and who have already been working on those areas, and if you guys want a different, maybe a little bit more pressure, using your hands a little bit less, I suggest I go back to my favorite tools lately, the rocks. So I have one that has like a bit of a point here. So it's a little bit, it's a small kind of point, yeah? So if you take a bigger one, that might not work. It might, this grain, like this part might work. So it's kind of like you want to find something that fits into your body. So kind of like go around and look, yeah? Just look for a rock that helps. So what you're gonna do is flip over. And then, so my right side is tighter. So I'm gonna show you this, my right side. So I'm gonna take this rock and I'm gonna put it on the inside of the pelvis, that iliacus muscle that we palpated in the beginning, inside the pelvis. And I'm just gonna slowly lean myself into it and rotate. And I'm using my arm and my knee opposite to hold me up. So I could even lift from here and like stay here, yeah? So I'm using a little bit of that, because if I just relax into this completely, first of all, you won't see anything. And second of all, it's gonna probably hurt really much. So the rock is just resting peacefully in the palm of my hand. And then I just gently turn my hip into it. So yeah, I'm resting my head down. The more relaxed you are here, the better. And just take really deep breaths and shimmy, lift and relocate. Yeah, explore. Oh, yeah. So honestly, sign it out. If you need to scream, scream. This is going to be really painful if you've never done it before. So again, this is not for beginners. Now, if you want, I turn the rock a little bit long side, this side or this side, a little longer side. Could go higher, more into that psoas area. And then again, it just rests into my hand. I cup it around. Take a deep breath. And then I just sink into it. And every time I take a breath and sink into it, I feel like there is magic happening in the body. And again, you can move it up and down. So these areas need a lot of attention. I would say more attention than most of your other muscles in your body. And I'm really taking my time here. And yes, please do the other side too, but spend a little bit more time on the side that's tighter. And then I actually suggest you do kind of like sit up or even stand up and just give it a little shake once again. And then maybe kind of feel into your pelvis and see if it makes you, if releasing these muscles might make you feel like you're standing a little straighter. Because when this is really tight, what happens is you're here, you can't breathe. I'm exaggerating, of course, but we get old. We get old and slouch. And this is babushka walking with her cane. Let's not do this. Let's be young and playful and release that tightness from the hip flexors.